Speaking of great names, that's a great name. You know, we talk about sleep a lot, and it's really exciting to hear Joel discuss this. One, I think it's always awesome when people find something they're passionate about listening to, especially when the subject matter that's being discussed is so beneficial. We have a lot of opportunity in life to be productive with what we consume, and we use, obviously, entertainment as an escape. And so I'm not here to say don't watch Netflix, or when you're on Netflix it has to be documentaries, or what we're calling docu-series now. But take the opportunity every once in a while, like in the car. I mean, if you're listening to this, I don't think this is necessarily educational, but a podcast is a good step. Audiobooks. I just got this awesome audiobook, on my phone's being used, about the Norse mythology. And so I'm literally going to bed listening to some awesome guy, like perfect voice, tell me bedtime stories about Loki and Thor, and not the Marvel kind. So audiobooks are awesome. You get to learn a lot of history. And then the podcast, like the 3-hour Joe Rogan Experience, it's not sit down for 3 hours. It's 20 minutes here, 45 minutes there. But using that opportunity to gain knowledge that we would not otherwise pursue. You're not going to read a textbook, okay? It's a great idea. Look at all the books I own, and for those that have never been here, there's a bookshelf. And I've read most of the books on the bookshelf, but there's other books around this place that keep being gifted to me that I've not read, I may never read. And so the books, if we know, like we need to know our strengths. So maybe this is another good point to get into. You need to know your strengths. If I know that I'm not going to make time consistently, because consistency is key, then to read, then I need to find a way to consume that knowledge in other formats. And voice, podcasts, audiobooks is such a good way to do that, such a simple way to do that. Videos work as well. There's a lot of educational content that can be consumed visually. But it's exciting to hear Joel talk about it. And then the power of it. We know we need to sleep, but when you hear statistics like the rise in heart attacks as a result of the world losing 1 hour, it's crazy, right? Like 1 hour goes away, and we can blame daylight savings, but the reality is you stay up an hour late all the time, and you don't think to blame anything, blame yourself. But when daylight savings causes it, suddenly it's a big awful thing. So we need to just respect how important sleep is. We're the only animal, I believe Joel told me that the podcast discussed, we are the only animals, and we're not animals, we don't evolve. We evolve. No matter what belief system we come from, evolution is a part of our story. We don't need to go all the way back to like single cell organisms. We don't have to play that game, but like evolution's a fact, folks. Like it's just a fact. Okay, and I do believe it can be reconciled with the belief systems out there. So just understand that as well. But we evolve from, we're animals, okay? And we're the only animal that forgoes sleep, that's willing to give up sleep. The only animals that will forego sleep are those that are starving, that have to stay awake in order to hunt. And so maybe we should take our cues from nature. Maybe they have, in some respects, things figured out a little bit better than we do. So the sleep thing is always very, very powerful. Now, what to do? He talked about the blue light. To be more specific on that, that's screens. That's consumption of screens. And things like night shift on your iPhone, they aim to remedy that by putting the yellow tint, which is the removal of the blue light. It's the same as if you wear the blue blockers. If you've ever seen the glasses with the yellow lenses, that is known to remove blue light. Therefore, you don't have the adverse effects of the blue light. And what we're talking about, adverse effects, it is not that. If you're like, hey, I look at my phone every night and I don't stay up for 3 hours after I turn my phone off. Not what we're talking about, okay? Don't be a smart ass. What we're talking about is the quality of sleep. Basically what he's saying is if the last thing you're doing is staring at your phone or staring at the TV before you immediately go to sleep, you are not sleeping well. You're not recovering in the sleep. You can be unconscious, but you will not be getting the benefits of like that deep sleep for at least 3 hours. And that is the only reason to sleep, okay? Like you want to exist on naps alone? That's no way to live. And so we just need to respect that. One thing that I've done here at the gym, so I feel like I mention this every time. I live in the gym, I sleep, I have mattress on the floor in the office, and then I've got a little living room set up to the right of where y'all are looking, to the left, to this side. Most of you that have been here have seen it. And so I used to have the TV in the office, or the bedroom. That's weird to say, the office, okay? And so I did it for two reasons. One, I did it so I could watch TV in bed, okay? Not a great reason. I did it too because that door shuts. This is all open. There's no doors in here. And so if there's noise out there, there's noise in here. As you can probably hear the music playing, they're about to start working out. And so I had the TV in the bedroom so that I could have like a little cave and I could escape back there. If classes were going on, I didn't have to coach. I could have somewhere I could kind of seclude myself. Ben wants to seclude himself. Yeah, I do. Okay, I like to be alone. I like to have my thoughts. All right. But the problem was, during the day, fine, TV's in there, and yeah, the amount of TVs should always be examined. You always should take inventory of how much you're consuming. But at night, it is not that watching a show before you go to bed is awful, okay? But how many times have you let the show play through? I mean, one of the best things Netflix ever invented was that the show just rolls over, right? Like, you don't have to click play for the next episode. But it being the best is also it being the worst. It is the best so that we can continue to just consume without thought. And thoughtless consumption is largely why we struggle with a lot of the things we struggle with. And so I'm not against it. Netflix, I love it. If I'm going to consume TV, I might as well consume it mindlessly, right? But when it was in the bedroom, what that meant was one episode turned into three. You watch an episode of The Office, and those tend to run together. Like, there's the break, but technically the storyline's so good, you can just flow through three episodes. Like, oh man, I went from episode 1 to freaking Phyllis's wedding, and that's a long time, folks. That's a couple seasons. So 2 seasons, not good at that. You Office aficionados, you guys are smarter. Stephanie, Summer, all you guys. But I had to remove the TV. So the TV is now out in the living room, and now what can happen is, so long as I can get myself into the bedroom, into the office, the back away, now I can read, and I can lay down, and I'm going to sleep much, much sooner than I was when the TV was in there. And then you have that effect of the blue light, which is I'm consuming whatever it is. Even if I turn it off on time, the last thing I had was the blue light, and that means that I might shut my eyes. Maybe I'm exhausted, maybe it's been a long day, but I'm still not getting quality sleep. So I can sleep for 7 hours, and I wake up feeling like I slept for 5. And we don't want that, okay? Just like CrossFit. If we're going to choose to do something, we want to do it as well as possible, okay? So if I choose to sleep, I want the best sleep I can get, all right? I want the quality over the quantity, because if I get 7 awesome hours without the influence of blue light, then I don't need 9 or 10 hours, okay? But if I get 7 hours after watching a bunch of TV or staring at my phone, and never mind fear of missing out, the social anxiety of seeing someone doing something that you don't do, seeing your ex in a relationship, seeing the local business that you feel you're competing with posting photos that make it appear they're doing something different than you, whatever, all those little things, and if you're like, I watch Instagram all the time and I don't feel that, you're lying, okay? It's in us, it's ingrained in us, human nature. We're not going to discuss that, because that's a whole nother wormhole, okay? As we touched on last week, the whole idea of you're looking at people and now you're going, why do I not look like that? Why do my training sessions not look like that? Why do I not read that book? Why do I not run those miles? Why do I not have that job? And the reality is they might not have that job either. Like, who knows what they're curating, putting out there. But again, that's for another time. All we're talking about is I'm staring at a phone. Pretend it's a blank screen. Pretend it doesn't have any other effect on you. The blue light is killing us to such an extreme. It's really degrading the quality that we're living, of life that we're leading, okay? So let's get the screens out, and we say that every nutrition seminar, but let's go ahead and do that. So very, very exciting stuff there. I think my biggest step, moving that TV out of the bedroom, was huge, was a big, big step in the right direction. For me, I have one, and then we'll be done here. I listen to a podcast, the Power Athlete podcast, John Wellborn. I've always said that he's my spirit animal. I went to the CrossFit football seminar back in 2012, in March of 2012, and CrossFit football no longer exists, but it was with Benny Oliver and Ralph Ruiz was there. Wellborn was not there, but anyways, and I think a few other people. Those are the two names I remember, and obviously Rafael Ruiz is an incredible person and leader in the strength and conditioning community, and so I was incredibly lucky to be able to learn from him, and then from Wellborn's methodology. But I looked up to him, and largely my programming, which we get compliments on all the time. I've been programming for over the last seven years. I've handled or done the programming straight through. Okay, so I was 1525. We did alternate with some coaches, and I was in charge of looking that over. And then at District H, I ran the programming from the opening day in December of 2012, November 2012, all the way through June of 2014, and then ever since, you're obviously doing the programming every single day. And so I've had a lot of experience with that, but largely I pulled from power athlete methodology, CrossFit football methodology, and so it was really, really simple for me once they did such a good job of explaining. So I really look up to the men and women of the power athlete community, and their podcast is really, really powerful. It's very strength conditioning based, not CrossFit based, and there is some lifestyle stuff in there, but it is more NSCA approach, certified strength conditioning specialist approach, and that's good stuff. Science. They like to bring the science in, which is not always accessible in other fields. I don't appreciate. They have evolved into, they've had a falling out with CrossFit HQ, and they have evolved into taking little shots at if someone refers to an athlete as a CrossFitter because they do mixed modality workouts, which just means you don't just ride a bike, you ride a bike and you do a deadlift kind of thing. They make jokes about how, well, back in my day we just called that working out. Well, if back in your day we just called it working out, then why didn't gyms exist on a mass scale that were producing that type of programming? And the reason is that CrossFit led the way there, and Glassman himself says he didn't invent those workouts. He didn't invent anything other than the fact that eating pretzels and doing bicep curls is not healthy, which is exactly how people were training in the early 2000s and before that. So I don't like the shots. The whole idea of and taking shots at anybody, honestly, like taking shots at CrossFit's easy. Taking shots at, if it was a strength conditioning thing too as well. But anyways, they were on the content that day, and one of the things they talked about was immune health in relation to performance. We know that we want immune health in order to not to not get sick. If we get sick, we can't function. We can't be parents. We can't be leaders. We can't be employees. We can't be anything. If we're sick, we got to stay home, and not in a fun way. Okay, you can't take a personal day when it's a sick day because you're miserable, right? And so we want the strong immune system so that we don't get sick. But as in, hey, I want you to eat a vegetable now so you don't have heart disease in 20 years. When we're not sick, we don't always appreciate the strength of the immune system or the health immune system in order to prevent us from getting sick in the future. We just kind of say, I'm not sick now, I'll do whatever I want. And this does go to sleep. Sleep has a profound impact on your immune health. But getting away from sleep here, they brought up another point, and it makes perfect sense. But it's one of those things where once it's said, you're like, oh, yeah. But I never thought of it this way. The strength of your immune system largely dictates your ability to recover from your workouts and to make gains in your workouts. For those who don't know, the way that you get stronger is you break muscle down, okay? So when you come in here, say we're doing 5 rep max front squats today. 5 rep max. Get as heavy as you can for 5, okay? Now, it's not about training volume, but we are going to collect some volume. We're going to have you do some sets of 10, some sets of 7, and then required sets of 5 before you even take shots above 80%. And so you're going to collect some volume. But let's say we were doing 5 sets of 5 at 83 to 85% today. That's heavy on the legs. Heavy, 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 okay? What's happening is you're breaking the muscle down. You're destroying the muscle, okay? It begins to tear. And during that breakdown, okay, you're fatiguing. That's what we're feeling. The recovery, the gains occur not in the strength session, okay? The strength session is priming you for the gains. The breakdown occurs, we then go out into life, and that is where eating well, sleeping enough, and adopting proper recovery methods then allows us to repair the muscle, okay? So the broken down muscle gets repaired, gets replenished by the nutrients that we're consuming, and it comes back stronger, okay? And that's a very simplistic view, okay? But I'm a simple man, so save your science, because that is a simplistic view and an accurate simplistic view of how this occurs. Well, repair. Any repair in the body requires the support of the immune system, okay? And so if you have been eating poorly and not sleeping, your immune health suffers. If you have poor health in the gut, okay, so specifically small intestines, if the microvilli are inflamed, if the works are gunked up, then you're not going to absorb the nutrients you need. And also, that inflammation is going to spark an immune response, okay? This is where we can get all the way down to autoimmune disorders, all right? So we need to be very, very careful about what we eat. That's why this stuff's really, really important. If I don't have a healthy immune system, okay, then I cannot optimally recover from my training, all right? And so just keep that in mind. If you need more motivation to take your diet seriously, to take your sleep seriously, take your recovery seriously, then do it, because you're wasting your time. You're not getting what you could from these workouts. I tell people all the time, I use this in a lot of different ways. When people come in here and they don't try very hard. Like I say, I don't need you to be good at this, but I need you to try. That's it. All I ask in my life, and that goes for anything in my life. If you're in my life, I don't need you to be the smartest. I don't need you to be the fastest. I don't need you to even be the most attractive. I don't need you to be anything. You don't have to be the best at anything, although that'd be awesome. What I need is effort, all right? The people that are making the biggest impact in this world are people making an effort, okay? Yeah, some of them happen to be very, very intelligent, and the intelligent ones are making a bigger impact. But guess what? I'm not as smart as Elon Musk. I don't know if you've admitted that yet, but I've admitted it. I'm definitely not that smart. I don't have the creativity of Steve Jobs, okay? I am not a Walt Disney. I'm not a Roy Disney. I'm none of these people, okay? So I understand that. But what they all did as well, and Walt Disney is a great example of this, what if I told you that Walt Disney was a mediocre-ass animator? Like, mediocre as hell. Like, he got to the scene first, and so he had that advantage. But honestly, before Mickey was created, they had Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. They had another guy called Ub Iwerks. Ub Iwerks was the animator of Disney, okay? That was it. Walt quit animating like after he left Kansas City. So for those who don't know, he had a business in Kansas City. It went bankrupt. So, hey kids, follow your dreams. Sometimes shit happens. But as Walt Disney himself said, sometimes the best thing that can happen to you is you get kicked in the teeth, okay? So he went bankrupt there, I think actually twice, and then he took his last dollars, and is this hyperbole? Maybe, but he bought a first class one-way ticket on the train from Kansas City, Missouri to LA, and he had no plans. He had no connections in LA, and so anyways, we could do Walt history some other time. My point in bringing this up was that man was mediocre as hell as an animator. Like, he quit drawing as soon as he could because he wasn't good at it. But you know what he had? He had drive. He had drive to hold people accountable. He had drive to make an impact through others. And that's how he built the empire along with his brother Roy and people like Ub Iwerks who eventually left and things like that. But that happens. So life is about effort, okay? Life is all about effort. And so if we're going to show up here at 5 in the freaking morning, okay, and you're not going to put effort in, why'd you wake up at 4, okay? But it goes the other way as well. If you're going to come in here and you're going to do 5x5 front squats, and then you're going to do a bunch of heavy kettlebell swings and a bunch of jumping lunges, that's going to smoke your legs. And then you're going to go home tonight and you're going to drink all afternoon, and you're going to sleep 5 hours, and then you're going to eat junk food all day tomorrow. You're torturing yourself. That's literally, you're damaging yourself with no intent to properly recover. That's lunacy. It doesn't make sense. You are a perfect candidate to just go spin or go do an indoor boot camp or whatever, because then at least you won't go through the pain that you're not going to benefit from. So if you take pride in pushing yourself, which you should, the people that come here work their ass off. But if they're going home and they are making no attempt to properly recover, they're wasting it. They're wasting it. And those are the people that we see come in every day, and they try so hard and they do so well, but their improvements are incremental, while their friends who are trending right alongside them are making huge jumps, okay? And then they'll look at us and be like, man, I've come 37 days in a row. Why am I not getting stronger? And we literally play like I'm rubber, you're glue. And we go, because you're coming 37 days in a row. Remember, CrossFit's 3 days on, 1 day off. And then when it was adopted into civilian culture, you're looking to implement, 1 to 2 rest days every week, okay? So for those who don't know, CrossFit originally, first responders and military personnel, where traditional work weeks don't matter, so they were looking at day 1, day 2, day 3, rest day 4, day 5, day 6, day 7, rest day 8, day 9, day 10, day 11, rest day 12, so on and so forth, okay? So 3 days on, 1 day off was a recommended dosage there. For us, we see generally Monday through Wednesday, take Thursday off, and then Friday and Saturday. But you have life, kids get in the way, events get in the way, and so that's why we have the flexibility of having classes 7 days a week. But you are not encouraged to come 7 days a week so you can recover, okay? So, I don't know. I think it's all about, we've had a lot of discussion recently with our nutrition clients about how do we stay motivated, and I feel like I've mentioned this, and I'm sorry, all my stories are going to be the same because this is my life, and over the 7 years, it's the same themes with different commentary, but it still needs to be heard. I still need to hear it. Y'all still need to hear it. And we were talking about motivation, and if I need to lose weight, I always think about, like, I need to lose weight because I'm fat. And sure, is that the healthiest? I don't know. There's a lot of stories about fat shaming not working, meaning, and you shaming yourself. Nobody else should shame you. Nobody else should shame you. but people, it not working when they just beat themselves up over it. And I believe that to be true most of the time. I think that if you wake up every day and you go, I'm going to work out because I'm heavy, I don't think you're going to last very long. And you're definitely not going to get the joy of the journey. I did a bunch of running 2 years ago, and I set a goal of running 100 miles within 12 months of starting running. I had not run more than a mile, and the mile was in a workout. I had not run more than a mile in, I think, over a year when I started, and we were working me up to 100 miles in August in South Dakota. And this was what Brian Gamble did with us, and now Kelly Gamble, Vance Gamble. Is it Vance? Is it the maiden name first? Vance Gamble? Gamble Vance? Maiden name, and then maiden name's Vance. Married name, surname? Man, whatever. I'm not formal, kids. So Kelly Vance, let's just stick with that. Woman power, all right? She was up there with us, and then Wendy was running with me, and I didn't make it. I made 70 miles. Now that's awesome. That's awesome. My big ass ran 70 miles. Woohoo. You know what I felt after I was done? One, I felt as glad it was over. Duh. I felt like I was never going to run again. And I don't mean just the pain, like I was in a lot of pain because like, oh my gosh, 70 miles. I mean like in the weeks to come, I had burned myself out on running. Now that would have been hard not to do anyways. We were running 30 miles on a Saturday morning. We had to run from Memorial Park all the way to Katy Mills Mall, a couple different weekends, and then we'd come back Sunday and we'd have to run from Memorial Park into Midtown, into downtown, and then we had to make up some loop because we needed another 3 miles, and we had to come all the way back to Memorial Park. That's a lot of running, especially for someone that doesn't enjoy it. But my mistake was hating every step because I was doing it for the goal. I was doing it to get to 100, or at the time I was doing it to do my first half, to do my first full, to do my first 50K, to do my first 50 miler, and to do my first 100. Well, let me tell you, after the half marathon, which I think is a perfect distance, I think everybody should run a half marathon a year, okay? I don't think you need to run multiple. I think you should run a half marathon a year because I think the training for it is great. You can run 2 to 3 times a week, and I think it complements what we do in here really well, and it gets you out of the gym, and I think it's a safe distance, and I think it's something that all of us can work towards. I don't think beyond that is healthy. Consistently, like over and over again. I do think it's fun. If you can maintain a 10-minute or less mile, I think chasing a marathon is awesome, okay? And then when you get to ultra marathons, it gets even more interesting because it's a little bit different mindset. There is the let's run. I mean, Brian Gamble ran 100 miles, like ran 100 miles, like ran. The man ran 100 miles. You know, I walked, I traversed 70 miles, okay? And so, and really everything past the full, we ran the 50K, but the 50 miler, I traversed the 50 miles, okay? I did not run the 50 miles. I'm pretty sure Brian and Kelly just flew through the 50 miles. And I think Kelly won something on the 50 miler. Hell's Hills, folks, Hell's Hills, and it was hell. Anyways, back to it. I wasn't focused on the journey. I wasn't focused on like celebrating being with friends. I actually hated running with my friends. I hated when Brian Kelly ran with us because I was so focused on how miserable I was, okay? So when you hear me talk in the gym about how important it is to frame your experience positively, it's because I've been there. I framed my experience in a very negative light. I was never good enough. I was never fast enough. I focused on how I was always the slowest person in the group, okay? If I wasn't the slowest person in the group that day, then I focused on how that person didn't count because I was obviously the worst runner. Like I always found a way to be the worst in my mind, and I wasn't good enough to be there. So can you guess how the miles felt? Like every step hurt. Every step hurt, okay? So we go through the year, and now I don't run. And that's a real downer, man, because running's kind of a really liberating thing. I still remember being able to run from Memorial Park, and I got to see all of the inner loop on the west and southwest side. We ran down to Rice, and then we'd run into downtown. Downtown on a Sunday morning is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. If you don't know, if you start at Memorial Park and you run down Memorial, switch over to, and then get on the bayou, get on Allen, or I'm sorry, you can stay on Memorial, get on the trail, and you take it all the way to Sabine Street Bridge, and then go into downtown from there. It is exactly, or right around 6 miles. It is exactly, well, it's right around, so it's not exactly, Ben, okay? It is about 6 miles from Memorial Park if you park by like the bathrooms by the tennis courts, okay? And I think we had to run the long way out. So you go towards 610 on the loop, and then when you loop around the Memorial, you take it all the way down and just run down towards the Starbucks, and you continue. It's 6 miles from Memorial Park to the George R. Brown, okay? And then, side note, there's a bathroom inside the Hilton that's right next to George R. Brown, and we never had any issue going to the bathroom in there. So I don't want to flood that place. Oh yeah, because all the listeners are gonna go run right now. So thinking a little high and mighty of myself. But if you ever need a 12-mile run, go to Memorial Park, and it's fun. It's fun to get out when you just run loops. Say Brian Gamble's name one more time. That man could run circles at Memorial for 45 hours and smile the whole way. And that's why we worry about him. But the rest of us regular people need a change of scenery. And so getting to George R. Brown and back is such a nice run. And if you have a little more in you, if you take that Memorial to Shepherd and then take Shepherd to West Gray, there's the Kroger. And I was asking Layla yesterday, because the Disco Kroger's on Montrose. I forget what they called the Kroger on West Gray. But it's open early, and so we were in there about 5 a.m. They got a bathroom, so it's 3 miles. That's 3 miles from the park, okay? So we need a 6-mile run to the Kroger and run back. But we'd stop there, and then we would take Dunleavy up to Rice, and we'd run around Rice. And then we would take Montrose down, and then take Westheimer into Midtown, and then Midtown around downtown. And I want to say that was our 15 or our 18. And so that was another fun one, man. I mean, you're running through all the places that you go in your car, and you're getting there not in a really long time. I mean, running is obviously slower, but like, it's just so cool how far you can cover in a very short period of time. So I have all these really cool stories. Like right now, I'm talking in a very happy light. But if you said, "Hey Ben, sounds like you're excited. Let's do a 12-mile run," which I physically should be able to do right now, I would dread it. I would dread it because I did not take the opportunity to enjoy my experience. And if you've never met a woman named Heather Foley, and now she lives in Pittsburgh? Did y'all move to Pittsburgh, Heather? I believe they moved to Pittsburgh. Pennsylvania. No, I know that for sure. She's the happiest person. She was Lululemon ambassador here. Just such a positive influence on everybody. And like, she was like the bane of my existence while I was running, because we had opposite approaches. And not in like, I'm a smart man, I had an approach that was worthy to go head to head with hers. I see it now, but at the time I was like, shut up, Heather, quit being positive. I hate this. I hate this. And Heather, who speaks to everyone, you would notice we would stop talking. And I would imagine because she just got tired of my negativity. And now that I'm removed from it, I'm going, no, she had the right approach. And that's why, one, she loves running. And she's such a good influence on everybody. She was a race-based instructor as well. The treadmill studio in Silver Street Studios. I know there's a Winter Street, Silver, whatever. The studios that are right across the railroad tracks on Sawyer, across from Target. So she had the right approach, and I didn't. And so I want to apply that here. If you're trying to lose weight, enjoy the journey. Yes, fine. The macro view can be, I want to lose 20 pounds. The micro view should be, you want to come in today and you want to front squat 135 for 5, okay? Or you want to run your Murph miles in 10 minutes or less on Memorial Day. Pick stuff like that, stuff you can celebrate, stuff you can smile about. Come in today and you want to hang out with Andrew and Lizette, okay? That's a really good reason to come work out, all right? You want to come in because my mom's here right now, because Mike Martin's here. We actually have 2 or 3 of the greatest personalities in Black Wolf history in the building right now. And Mike Martin very well could be number 1. If you don't know Mike, you really missed out in life. You've done yourself a disservice. You should come in here and shake his hand right now, because that man is incredible. But you need to come with positive reasons, okay? Any challenge you want to take on, and I think this could apply to anything. Why read a book, okay? Find a positive reason to do it, not just because you haven't read a book in forever, or because someone's making you do it. Find a joyful reason to take on the task that you have to take on. And I guess it's kind of a, let's go Disney here, 7 Dwarfs, whistle while you work. Find the joy in it. Enjoy being with the people that are on the journey with you. Enjoy the progress you're making, because it's probably pretty cool shit. And in society today, people aren't doing anything. And so if you take a step in the right direction, any direction, then it's worth getting a warm, fuzzy feeling about, okay? And so back to the immune health and back to nutrition, let's eat healthier, let's sleep more, not because you have to. Like, yes, your quality of life sucks because you sleep 6 hours or less. You're a miserable asshole, and really, you should be paying us to put up with you because you can't take care of yourself, because you're a child. Back, folks, don't call me. Ever. Don't call me. Just don't call me. One, telemarketers and robocalls have taken over, and so if I get 15 phone calls a day, which is about right, 1 is a real person. So you know what I do? I don't answer my phone. I don't. So for those of you that have ever called me like, he doesn't get back to me, sorry man. If you can't figure out how the internet works and how many other ways there are to access us, then maybe we're not for you. The other 156 people that are here, they figured out how to find us. So I'm sorry if I haven't answered your phone call, but I mean, I answer for my mom. That's about it. So don't call me. All right. But frame things in a positive light, okay? Actually, I had this discussion with Maddie and Brandy this morning. They're two people that they can do something amazing and shake their head no right after it's done. And, they got on me because they said I was being mean to them, which is funny because I'm being mean to them about them being mean to themselves. But, if you get your first box jump and there's a little bit of a bobble at the top, you being proud of yourself doesn't mean you think it was perfect. You can still be proud and know there's work to be done, okay? I think we're super duper critical. And I think that's a problem because we're also not critical when it counts. Like, we're inconsistent with the application of judgment on self. Like, you're not critical of yourself when you watch 7 episodes of something in a row, but when you can't squat 5 pounds heavier than you think you should or whatever, you're the worst and you don't even deserve to be here right now. That seems strange. You're not critical of yourself when you spend this entire weekend drinking, but you are, what's up?
Yeah, just want to grab a camera. My Canon, wink, wink, JK, guys.
I don't think that was a joke.
My Canon.
Is this a penis joke?
Huh?
What are we talking about?
Nothing.
Okay.
Did mine cut off?
Carry on. I don't know what that screen is.
Oh,
It's a bunch of emojis.
Live video ended. That's fair.
That's fine. I've been talking way too long.
That's fine.
I got on a tangent about positivity.
Positivity.
Yeah, it's really important.
So this is also the Feed the Wolf as well?
No, well, we're probably...
Kind of. I mean, might as well.
Nobody's told me to shut up yet, which is good. I'm looking at the comments right here. If I need to shut up, we're on Facebook Live right now. You can let me know.
Nice.
I just figured we keep getting new people, so it's like a new podcast, new episode every time someone new comes on.
Hey, new person.
You're allowed to leave. I'm not offended if you quit listening. I would have quit listening a long time ago.
We're going to save this for later anyways.
Yeah, there we go. And so, yeah. So those are showing. All I'm saying, like for the 7th time in a row, is when you choose to do something, when you choose to take something on, choose a journey, you want to save money to go on a trip. Maybe that's a good one. Why do we save money, and why is it so hard not to save money, or so hard to save money? Why is it so easy not to save money? It's because we put the objective of the end being $5,000 in the bank account. Well, that's depending on your job. For my job, that's not going to happen this month. It's going to be $500 in the bank account, which means it's 10 months away from happening if there's no hiccups. And so if my only goal is I'm only happy when there's $5,000 in the bank account, that's a real downer, man. I'm not making it 10 months. I don't know about you. I'm not making it 10 months, okay? But if I celebrate every dollar I put away, or if I find a way to save that money from areas of life that's taking away, like junk food. Like if I'm spending $20 a Friday on ice cream and candy for the weekend, well, there's 4 weekends in a month. That's already $80, okay? So like I can celebrate like the lifestyle changes. I don't know, maybe that's not a great analogy, but like reframe in a positive manner. And I don't mind if you're driven by negativity at times. Kids, if you knew what went on in my head, like I'm the darkest person you know. And I know that's funny because I'm charismatic and I'm super happy that everybody's here. I can't wait to make you better, and I want nothing more than to see you accomplish things that you never believed were possible, both inside this gym and out. And I want you to have the best relationships, and I want you to leave that job that you hate so you can find the job that you want. And that is the stuff, like if I were to die, if I were given a month to live, would I travel? I'd go see the world. No, I would. Fuck that. I would not go see the world, okay? Oh, I'd quit my job and I'd just go spend time with family. My family can come here, okay? You know what I would do? I would do the same shit I do every fucking day, okay? I would sleep on that goddamn floor and I would stay here and I'd work every fucking day until I die, because what I get to do is I get to make your life better, all right? But there's things in here, it's not rainbows and sunshine. Okay? So there are days where I get shit done out of anger, out of rage, out of frustration, out of darkness, even in depression, okay? There are things that get motivated by the darkness for sure. But that's not a lasting motivation. That's not lasting inspiration, okay? I can be motivated to change you because it agitates me that your squat looks like shit, for sure. But I am a much more effective leader when I'm doing it because I see you lighten up when you figure a movement out. Okay? When your life gets better, when your relationship gets better, and you come in here and you tell me about it, that's what makes me happy. okay? So it's not that you can't let dark motivate you at times. I just think that positivity is going to get you down the road a little bit farther and a little bit with a higher quality of living. Okay, I'm gonna be done here. I got one more taco to eat. It's Friday. I believe it's May 11th already. Like, holy shit, guys, the year's flying by. I need to make my requisite mention of life's going fast. It's not gonna slow down. So make sure you're living a life you're proud of. The Daily Stoic 2 days ago from Ryan Holiday, Wednesdays, which would have been 11th, 10th, and 9th. You should go read it, Daily Stoic for May 9th. It basically will punch you in the gut. If you ever have a day you need to be productive and you're not feeling it, read that. Because it basically talks about how the days are finite, and if you don't take advantage of your opportunity to do stuff now, when's it going to happen, okay? Now that does balance with the need to be recovered, the need to relax and rest, so let's not get too crazy here. But the premise is smart. If it's not a day for you to recover, and we should know those days ahead of time, then it's a day for you to be productive. Life's going fast, it's not going to slow down. So if you need to have that talk with somebody, if you're in a relationship and you want to go to the next level, or you're in a relationship and you need it to end, or you need to improve, you better speak now, or you're going to be a year from now and still be miserable. If you're in a job and you need to get better, or you want to apply for a job, apply now, okay? You're going to miss that chance. There are things you can do today that you will not be able to do next year, or 5 years, or 10 years, okay? There are improvements in your relationship with your children that you can make now that you won't make when they're teenagers, okay? There's everything. Everything today is different than it will be in any amount of time from now. So please do not think that you got all the time in the world, because we do not. And this is not even I can walk outside and get hit by a bus, which could happen. And if that is it, so be it, okay? This is let's say we live natural lives and we die when we're 80. That sounds really great. Or 110 pain-free, which is what I'm trying to get you to do. That's fine, but I'm gonna be 110 real fast. I'm gonna be 110 real fast because I'm 32 right now, and I was 22 like yesterday. Like yesterday, I was 22, okay? And so it goes by fast, all right? Road trip analogy. 3 hours to San Antonio twice a month or once a month when I was a kid was an eternity. I'll drive to San Antonio with you right now, because it's not that far, you know? Just different perspective as you age, because time moves quicker. So take advantage of life, man. Take advantage of life, kick ass. Get in here for the great workout, 4:30 and 5:30 tonight with, I believe Hannah's on CrossFit, Layla has fitness tonight, and Joelle will be working out. I don't know if I'll be here. I've been trying to take advantage of getting away when I can. One downside of living here is you're always at work, so I'm trying to step away. But maybe I'll see you, maybe not. If not, we're here 8 a.m., 9 a.m. tomorrow. Joelle and I are running the show, so you know we'll have something special for you. And then Sunday, open gym 10 to 12, class at 10:30, and back at it on Monday. Memorial Day Murph will be on Memorial Day. So on Memorial Day Monday, we will be doing Murph. And all of you, members and non-members alike, are invited. We got full Murph, half Murph, quarter Murph, partial Murph, every Murph you can imagine. It's just whatever you choose to take on, you will complete, because we are honoring those who gave their lives in service to their country. And what they went through is far worse than anything we could put together in a workout. So, I hope you have a fabulous Friday. Looks like the weather's going to be pretty good. Chalosos, go grab some tacos, tell them the customer service is shit, and then go support businesses, actually take care of their customers, because that's what we should be doing. I think y'all are awesome. I appreciate you putting up with us. You did not have to listen this whole time. I will edit this down on the podcast again, and get us back with feedback. Subscribe on iTunes, and reviews would be awesome. But comment. We need content. What do you want to hear? What do you want to talk about? And we will have more time in the future. I know Joel had to get out here in 20 minutes. Chalosos took too long. Like, we were supposed to start at 7:30. He left at 7. He didn't get back here until 7:50. And so we'll have more time in the future, and we'll try to not make this go an hour. All right, y'all. I'm going to be done. I apologize for taking all your time. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. That one's off. Have a fabulous, amazing, awesome Friday, because you are fucking amazing, and there's no reason for you to feel otherwise. And if you do feel otherwise, talk to me. Let me help you with it. All right? Have a great day.